Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Artificial Intelligence and Leadership short course from the University of Chester. My name is Alex Fenton, and I'm really pleased to welcome on to this new short course, which we're really excited about. But before we delve into a bit more detail on that, I'd like to ask my wonderful co-hosts and guests today to introduce themselves. Toyosi, starting with yourself.
Thank you, Alex. I'm Dr. Toyosi Ngoyi. I am the Deputy Head of School at the School of Computer and Engineering Sciences at the University of Chester. I also lead on the MSc Cybersecurity and the MSc Advanced Cybersecurity programs. I will be co-hosting along with my colleagues here, as well as delivering a session today. Thank you.
Sylvester.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Hello, everybody. My name is Sylvester Zane. I'm a professor of computer science and the head of School of Computer and Engineering Sciences at the University of Chester. And my role today is to deliver a short session about AI in computing.
Fantastic. Thanks, Sylvester. So the three of us are co-hosting, but we're also really blessed to have a guest who's one of our graduate states, is Kamaya. Kamaya, could you introduce yourself?
Hi, thank you, Alex. I am Kimaya Kilbaikar, and I am a proud master's graduate in cybersecurity from University of Chester. And I have a hands-on experience in penetration testing, digital forensics, and software exploitation. And as an international student, I've grown through academic challenges, real-world projects, and I have had a community involvement with women in cybersecurity, UK and Ireland.
That's fantastic, Kamaya. We look forward to hearing a little bit more from you later on. But just before that, we're going to delve into a little bit more information about what AI Leadership short course is all about. So we'll just come back to you in a short while, Kamaya. Okay, so see you very soon. All right. So first up, we're just going to talk through what the course is all about. So firstly, this is going to be 5 kind of taster sessions, all online, and it's effectively going to be a free registration. It's free and open to everybody. You can see the web address there. It's just on chesterac.uk/study/AI and leadership. All the sessions are going to be live streamed and recorded to Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And it's going to be 5 roughly 1-hour sessions between July and September with our experts and live discussion and QA. And then you're going to have access to all the sessions on our learning management system and a final quiz and certificate as well. But just before we delve into any more details, I just wanted to say a few words about the University of Chester, because part of this short course is exploring more about the university and what it's like to study. So Kamaya's going to talk to us a little bit more about that in a short while. But just before we start, University of Chester is based in the UK, in the northwest. It's a short train ride from London and even shorter from Liverpool and Manchester. So we do get a lot of domestic and international students studying our computer science and AI engineering programs. It's a fantastic place to study. We quite regularly win various awards. We've been winning the What Uni Student Choice Awards for the last couple of years around international study, #1 in the UK, postgraduate study, and #1 in the Northwest for University of the Year, as well as in the Student Crowd Awards voted for by students. We won. We were top 10 for best university for job prospects on Student Crowd and top 3 for personal tutors. So the thing is about Chester, it's we are really good at supporting students, and we have a really good international student body with students represented from over 100 countries. Sylvester or Toyosi, do you want to say anything specifically about computer science? Because obviously you're representing your school as well, aren't you?
Yeah, so our school is, I believe it's a decent size. We have more than 1,000 students, where 450 are undergrads. They can study the courses like Bachelor in Computer Science, Software Engineering, game design, game development, cybersecurity, and we have more than 500 postgraduate master students. So we have conversion courses where students can apply with no extended knowledge in computer science, and we will simply convert them to expert in computer science. Then we have courses like advanced computer science, so MSc advanced computer science, MSc cybersecurity, then MSc advanced cybersecurity, which will transfer the cybersecurity expert to the leaders in cybersecurity field. So then we have also courses in data science, undergrads and postgraduates, which includes the knowledge from programming and also data processing and artificial intelligence. And this is all, again, about AI and how we include the artificial intelligence in our life through the knowledge that we transfer to the students within our courses.
Brilliant, Sylvester. I look forward to learning a bit more about that. But before we delve further into that, I see we've got a few people joining us live now. So try and encourage our live audience as well to say hello to us, to post a comment or a question. We will, do our best to answer some of the questions as we go, and obviously try and keep some of the questions relevant as well to the topic in hand, if that's possible. And if we've got questions more generally about studying at Chester, they can be put in the chat or direct to international@chester.ac.uk as well. And we'll try and feature your relevant session comments and questions in the live show as well. So it'd be great to know as well, for people that have joined us live, tell us, what country you've come from. Tell us, what you think about, your views on AI or what you're seeing as well. So it'd be great to hear a little bit more from you as we go along as well. All right. So in terms of the AI leadership course, this is a tasted course. So Toyosi, can you talk us through what the learning outcomes are going to be of the AI leadership short course?
Thank you, Alex. So for this course, we'll be taking our audience through series of aspects in AI, and it applies to leadership as well as other aspects of development, other aspects of solving problems. We'll be teaching our learners how to understand the fundamental applications of AI, particularly in computing, in engineering, and other aspects of project management. We'll also look at how AI can be harnessed for solving problems as a leader. So we'll talk a bit about that today. And use cases. So we have several use cases of AI, and my colleague Samara will be talking about that next week. We'll be looking also into the IoT, the embedded systems aspect, and covering how we can explore the core concepts of AI and apply it to other aspects and scenarios in technology. And learners will also understand how AI can be applied in change management and digital transformation, as well as the ethical aspect, the legal aspect of applying AI to solving problems, as well as carrying out some leadership tasks. We'll also delve into some insight on practical application of AI to enhance teamwork and also collaboration, to communicate, particularly when you're working with teams who are across different locations. And then we also talk about the trends, the AI trends and innovation, talking of how it can be applied and how it is being applied in discussions through academics and industry and other professional areas. Thank you. Thanks,
Toyosi. And in terms of those sessions, how they break down, session one's obviously today with ourselves, our three co-hosts. Session two is going to be on modern use cases of AI on the 22nd of July, 11. And as you mentioned, Toyosi, that's going to be Dr. Samar on that one. We've also got a guest from industry as well. It's Steve Pembler. So we're really looking forward to that session on the 22nd. Session 3 is going to be on the 29th of July at 10. And that's Dr. Joel's going to be presenting that one on AI data and security. And then we've got a guest, is Professor Maz Hardy as well. Session 4 is the 1st of September at 10. It's going to be our own Professor Bin Yang on transforming industries and looking at AI case studies. And he's invited Adam Worrell, who's working with him on a knowledge transfer partnership project on optimization of AI for smart embedded systems. And then the final session 5 is on the 9th of September at 10 with Dr. Sufyan looking at AI project management. And we've also invited our own Professor Catherine Welsh to talk about AI and in the environment and thinking about the environmental impact. So there's a lot of stuff in these sessions. It's going to be exciting. It's going to cover a lot of ground. It's going to give us some food for thought. So we're looking forward to it. The dates as well are all live kind of on the learning management system. So if there are any changes to any of these dates, please do keep an eye on that page on the learning management system. That would be wonderful. And then ultimately, if you complete you watch the sessions, you attended live or you watched the recording, and then you completed the quiz and the exit survey at the end, you're going to get the certificate for free. And that's going to have your name on it, the date, and you'll be able to share that and put that into your CV or put it onto LinkedIn. We've got another short course called the Micro MBA as well, where students that completed shared their certificates on LinkedIn, and that created a really good sort of reaction as well. So that's what the certificate's going to look like once you've completed it. But you must register for that. You must complete the quiz and the exit survey when that's available. So actions, obviously register if you've not done so already and put all the session dates into your diary. Obviously take a look at Chester's other study options, as we mentioned before. Follow us on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, because those are the channels where we're live streaming to. And then obviously post to social media you've joined the Chester AI Leadership Short Course and tag us in if you like. So yeah, next session, 22nd of July. But before we press on with that, let's get into the detail of today. And first of all, Toyosi, we're going to come to yourself to talk us through this first section. So I'm just going to add that onto the stage, and over to you, Toyosi.
Thank you very much, Alex. And so again, welcome to this session. And in the next few minutes, I'll be taking you through a bit exposition on AI in leadership, which is one of the major topics that we have for the course. And the learning outcome for this specific session is to cover the understand the application of AI in leadership, as well as the strategic role that AI plays in leadership. We'll also delve into a brief insight on AI and how it can be used to enhance teamwork and collaboration and decision-making in projects. So the first thing we need to look at is the definition to know exactly the context of this delivery. What is leadership? And according to the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, leadership is the ability to understand people's motivations and leverage them to achieve a shared goal. And AI, in the context of this delivery, is a machine's ability to perform some cognitive function that we usually associate with human mind. So looking at these two definitions, it gives us the idea that AI has the potential to partner with a leader, with humans, to be able to solve problems and to be able to carry out tasks. And someone may say, oh, I'm not quite a leader, I'm not taking a formal leadership role. But according to the list I have here, everybody is actually a leader. You could be on a formal leadership role or an informal leadership role. You self-lead, you self-manage. You may be a leader while you're supporting friends or supporting co-workers or even parenting. So there are various aspects that we lead. And on this, can I ask some of our audience to tell us what leaders do? So since we all lead in one way or another, what do we do as leaders? If you can pop in the chat box, if you can pop it in the comment box, just for us to know what you do as a leader. What do you do as a leader? Okay, so I will just carry on while waiting for the responses. And to carry on, what leaders do, among so many other things, they take decisions, they actually have to present some situational reports on their system or on the task that they have. Leaders from time to time have to decide on exactly the order in which tasks are going to be executed. Leaders may decide on changes. So when there's a change that is about to be introduced to a system, the leader has to come in and be able to carry on that, to actually introduce that change and be able to execute it effectively. If I get any response from the audience, I will just check to see as a leader. Yeah. So we have different areas of life. Okay, as a leader, I'm part of a faculty leadership group, but I like your thoughts about leadership in different areas of your life and if it's family and other situations. Thank you very much. So yeah, indeed, we have all the members in our audience that do carry out leadership in various aspects of life. So with that in mind, here comes the big question. And the big question, which is probably currently a debate at the moment, is AI replacing humans in leadership? Is AI replacing humans? We've talked earlier on that AI has that potential to partner with humans in solving problems as well as helping leaders to be able to solve tasks. So do we think that AI is replacing leadership, humans in leadership? Please, if you can just pop your thoughts on that in the chat for me. Is AI replacing humans in leadership? Okay, I will just carry on for now and then check that later on for us to discuss further. According to the research that has been carried out around this topic, AI is not replacing the humans in leadership. And we have a research, one is from MIT by Lozia and Rigobon. And this actually was carried out over a period of 9 years in various occupations, up to 947 different occupations in the US. And the study discovered that there is a shift towards more human-sensitive, intensive tasks overall. So there's that more tendency for humans to be involved in the tasks. And there's an increase in the frequency of tasks that require more human judgment. And we already talked about how that leaders make decisions. They have to actually make judgment from time to time. So there is more tendency with the evolving aspect of the various occupations. There are more tendency for humans to be involved in the task. So from that sense, it does not imply that AI is replacing humans in leadership. And in addition to this, there are specific human characteristics that are crucial to leadership. And this comes to reveal the sense of intuition, the empathy that may be involved, ethics, and all of these are only possible when there is emotional intelligence, which the AI does not possess. And there is the ethical reasoning in the natural sense. While we know that some AIs have policies that they follow for their ethics, the natural ethical reasoning is not available. Also, the sense of originality in the sense of being a creator. So humans can create, but the AI is not a creator, but they can create content out of existing data or data that they have been trained in, but not in the sense of originality. Also, where there is an ambiguous situation, that may be a bit of challenge when using AI or unstructured situation. So, and we can see that with all of this discussion, we can see that AI augments leadership. So AI sort of has a sense of possibility of partnering with leaders. And some of the applications based on my experience as a leader, and I think the experience of some of my colleagues who are in leadership roles, we have a list of some possible areas that AI has been applied. So we have in research and information gathering, you can use something like Perplexity. For data processing, you can use the Copilot for grammar checks and writing, you can use ChatGPT as well. And also for designing, you can use the Copilot. Enhancing communication and collaboration, you can use Copilot, Canva, Firefly, and so many other various AIs. You can also use for cross-checking and proofreading. I think Grammarly also has its AI. What is common to all of these applications is that anything that has an underlying structure, or if a structure can be discovered from the process or information of data, then AI has the capacity to cover it. If you have been using AI, you may be familiar with a form of disclaimer. So in all the potential that AI has, there may be a disclaimer at the end of your processing or the application. You may have come across something like an AI warning the user that AI responses may include mistakes. And in addition to that, we talked earlier on about the ethics, the ethical sense of carrying out tasks. If you are familiar with data science or even cybersecurity, you understand that the potential for data breach is a challenge when AI is involved. So a leader has to really know when they are passing or providing data to AI to know that the data can be breached. So to summarize the AI-human partnership that we've been talking about, whenever a leader has recurring tasks, which is something that is somehow peculiar to leadership, then it could be profiting to use AI to automate the tasks. And as well as it could be time-saving, it could improve the precision. They can also use AI to enhance teamwork, to collaborate, to make decisions, particularly when they are able to get some analytics produced from the AI to be able to predict outcomes. Apart from that, users are faced sometimes with the pressure of producing situational reports within a short time frame, and being able to analyze data within that short time frame and produce a result or an outcome, a report that is precise, that is clear, is very important. So AI can also partner with humans at this in this situation. Also for strategic planning, and across all of these tasks, one thing that tends to repeat itself is the idea of applying data to it, supplying data to it. So data is that which is used as the fuel for most of the activities and the tasks that AI can help humans to perform. So before we complete what we are looking at today, let's jump to the strategic role of AI in leadership. And in a precise and concise statement, we look at it with the consideration that AI causes a change management and can be used for digital transformation. But the leader has to determine the AI category that is relevant in the various tasks that they are carrying out. We have two categories. We have the traditional AI, we have the generative AI. The traditional AI may be things like Siri, Alexa, which you may be familiar with. And these are the ones that use existing data to be able to predict outcomes. The generative AI, on the other hand, take this to the next level by possessing the capability to be trained, and they are able to create new content. So they are trained with data and they're able to create new content and provide that for the user. So looking at the generative AI as an example, there are specific characteristics that gives it the capacity to do what it does. And we have a list of the characteristics here: the adaptability, responsive, simplicity, creativity and exploration, data efficiency, personalization, scalability. All of these are characteristics that may play out when the AI is being developed. So we have a diagram here showing the workflow for building and deploying a generative AI application, which starts with defining a use case and then selecting a foundation model, then fine-tuning it, and then evaluating the results and deploying the application. Next week, my colleague, Dr. Samar, is going to talk a bit more about the modern use cases of AI, and you get to understand how some of these steps work. In summary, the way AI can help you, particularly for the generative AI, is based on its ability to be trained. So you can train AI to deliver customized solution for you as a leader. To conclude on today's topic, we'll look at the necessity or the importance for a leader to consider using responsible AI. So we've talked a lot about the concerns, the ethical issue, the intuition which does not exist, and things like that. Responsible AI ensures transparency and trustworthiness. And according to AWS, there are core dimensions that should be adhered whenever you are applying responsible AI. And we have the list here: fairness, explainability, privacy and security, transparency, veracity and robustness, governance, safety, controllability. All of these core dimensions are applied through the life cycle of an AI solution. And this will usually present a more effective partnership between the AI and the human. Just a quick recap on what we have looked at today. We have talked about how AI augments leadership and that AI doesn't replace humans. And also leaders can consider using responsible AI. The next session, after today's session, Dr. Mohammed Samar Ansari will be delivering AI for modern use cases, and that will take us deeper into some of the things I've touched in the session today. I can take questions.
That's great, Toyosi. I think you raised some really interesting questions. That's a really nice start to the short course as well. We've got some people joining live, so if anyone's got any questions or comments on any of that, do you think AI is going to replace our jobs or our leaders now or in the future? Please do pop it in the chat. I think from my perspective, Toyosi, I think AI, I don't think has replaced leadership just yet, but it's potentially, has the potential to in the future if we don't manage these things properly. And perhaps it's up to us humans to manage these situations, because obviously a lot of the tools that are happening in the background. So, for example, a lot of financials now are controlled by AI. So how do we define leadership? If kind of we've got systems that are making decisions automatically for us in the future. So the whole kind of concept of leadership is shifting, isn't it, as to what does a leader do, what does a leader control, etc. So your presentation raises some really interesting and fundamental questions that I think we can unpick a little bit more on this course as well. So that's a great intro, Toyosi. Thank you.
Yeah, I also believe that AI will not replace human in leadership yet, because it's the leadership needs some kind of humanity and needs some instinct, and AI does not have any instinct yet. So there could be some forecast, some prediction, but again, in many of the areas, for example, in hospitals, doctors, I would rather see the doctor and talk to a human. Maybe it comes from the past, from the nature of humanity, than talking to the computer and asking computer for a diagnosis. Yes, it will come. The computers are helping. The AI is helping a lot in healthcare. But again, as a human, I would like to talk to human.
I totally agree with that. I just finished reading Harari's Nectar Stone. He's talking about the evolution of AI, and he quotes a study where they took out the humanity out of the equation and used some AI tools to give a patient diagnosis, and actually the AI came out more favorably than the doctors. Granted, the fact the doctors only had a quick look at the evidence. So it's getting to that point, isn't it, where the tools, the systems are able to come up with faster and more accurate answers. But as you quite say, well said, Sylvester, about the humanity of the situation. That doesn't, although people might develop some type of bond with talking to chatbots and so forth, the human element of humans interacting with humans is just something that's embedded, isn't it, really? So it's a really fascinating point. Sylvester, perhaps we can invite you up next for your short talk. So I'm just going to add that onto stage, and I'll just take us off, if that's okay. So over to you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Alex. So hello, everybody, again. And my task today is to discuss a few ideas about artificial intelligence in computing. I just met very first time with artificial intelligence. It was in 1989. I was a freshman at the university, and we tried to build a neural network. We tried to program neural network. It was not easy task that time because you can imagine the computational power, and it was simply a black and white CRT monitor and very, very simple computer. But the situation has changed, and artificial intelligence is no longer a side project. It is the next general purpose technology poised to reshape every value chain, workforce, skill set, and competitive landscape. So let's start with a big picture. So by 2030, AI is projected to inject a staggering $15.7 trillion into global GDP. It is a sum larger than economy of China today. It's not imaginable, but it is so. So that's the forecast. That upside is powered by exponential surge in capability. For example, NVIDIA forecasts that the world's total AI compute capacity will multiply tenfold in just the next 2 years. So enterprise spending on AI is set to more than double, soaring from $307 billion into this current year, 2025, to $632 billion by 2028. But opportunity comes with a scrutiny. Starting this year, the EU's landmark AI Act will kick in, while more than 550 AI-related bills have been introduced across 45 US states. So the message is crispy and clear. Nations are racing to set the rules that will shape this technology and the market leaders of tomorrow. For businesses, that means acting boldly, investing wisely, and building responsibly, because the era of AI hypergrowth is already here. So before we going to talk about some current states and the future prediction, let's talk about some historic milestone where it's all begun. So let's rewind 73 years in a couple of seconds, and we will end up in 1950 when Alan Turing asked a seismic but straightforward question: can a machine think? And the Turing test was born, setting the intellectual foundation for everything we do in AI today. Just 6 years later, a summer workshop at Dartmouth gave the curiosity a name. So artificial intelligence was born. The field now had both a mission and a banner. Fast forward to 1986, researchers reviewed an old mathematical idea, backpropagation, and suddenly neural networks could teach themselves, opening the door to deep learning. A decade later, in 1997, the world watched as IBM's Deep Blue topplet chess legend Garry Kasparov, providing that machines could out-strategize even our brightest mind. And I remember that very closely. It was really breakthrough that the machine can beat a guy such was Garry Kasparov. The real inflection point arrived in 2012 with AlexNet's dramatic ImageNet victory, slashing error rates in halves and launching the modern deep learning era we are navigating today. So those are 5 moments, one relentless trajectory from through experiments to system that see reason and outperform. Now, coming close to our current year, let's talk and pick up the timeline in 2018, where we witnesses the transformer revolution. So BERT and GPT-2 propel natural language processing to human-like fluency, turning search, translating, and chat into everyday magic. When we're jumping then to 2022, and the canvas widens with a stable diffusion burst onto the scene, open sourcing photorealistic image generation, and putting a Hollywood-grade art studio onto everyone's laptop. Then 2023 rises the bar again. GPT-4 and Claude 3 displayed emergent reasoning, planning, summarizing, even basic problem solving. Then in 2024, last year actually, Google's Gemini Ultra unifies video, audio, and code, meaning one system can watch a video, explain the soundtrack, and debug the software behind it. So all in a single conversation. And what is on the horizon? So OpenAI's GPT-5 slated for this current year, promising fully multimodal agentic intelligence models that understand and generate and take action on our behalf. So the pattern is really clear. Each year compress a decade of progress. So from silicon to cloud, hardware is really the throttle and the constraint on AI's progress. So we must have the piece of hardware that we are running the software on. So let's fast forward from model layer to the hardware frontier driving in all. First, look at the GPU megaclusters now coming online, facilities packing over a million H100 and MI300X accelerators each. That's the computational equivalent of a small nation's power plant, purpose-built to train frontiers models in days, not months. But intelligence isn't just scaling up, it's scaling out. On the edge device like NVIDIA Jetson Origin, Google Coral, and Apple's Neural Engine are shrinking data center class interference onto drones, cameras, and even earbuds, cutting latency to milliseconds while keeping data private. So finally, researchers are marrying these advances with the qubits. So hybrid AI quantum workflows already slash combinational optimization times, hinting at near-term leaps in logic, drug discovery, and beyond. So what is the takeaway from this slide? Hardware innovation isn't just keeping pace with AI, it's a sprinting ahead, opening possibilities we have only begun to imagine. Now, what is the current adoption and impact? Here, where generative AI moves from hybrid to habit. According to IDC, by next year, 3/4 of all enterprises will be running Gen AI pilots, not just tech giants, but utilities, retailers, and insurers, small SMEs. Why? Because early field studies reported 25 to 40% productivity jumps on real knowledge work task. The shift is visible every time a developer fires up GitHub Copilot, a designer reaches for Adobe Firefly, or support agent leans on AI Sidekick. So those helpers are not baked into the daily tools of coding, creativity, and customers' care. Now, zoom out, and the macro story gets even bigger. McKinsey's latest model put the annual value of generative AI as $2.6 to $4.4 trillion across more than 60 use cases, roughly on GDP of Japan, unlocked each year. So, and the talent market is already responding. We can see that on LinkedIn reports sidefold rise of AI literate job posting, with over half of all roles poised to evolve as those systems diffuse. So in short, generative AI isn't just an experiment anymore. Okay, so now this slide unpack the fast evolving landscape of AI, regulation, and ethics. Yeah, there is a huge communication about regulations and ethical AI. So just very shortly, I already mentioned that EU AI Act, some rules are already active from this year, from February. US has more than 550 bills on AI. They started in 2023. And so another G7 Hiroshima AI process and China's interim measures for generative AI services. So what's the real focus here on regulation and ethics? Is the transparency, copyright, and risk-based tiers. So across all those frameworks, these themes echo. The upshot is surge of capital towards alignment and safety research, because in tomorrow's market, compliance isn't a cost center, it's a competitive mode. For innovators, the message is clear: build with responsibility, baked in, or be regulated out. Yeah, and so finally, I'm not a visionary, but I did some research, and I'm dealing with AI, I would say, on everyday basis. So the vision slide, fast forward to next 5 years, painting a picture of what is AI everywhere means. Thus, we can start planning backwards from the future already on its way. Yes, first, we will progress from chatbots to agentic assistant systems with the memory, goals, and the ability to plan multi-step tasks while we sleep. They will run alongside domain specialists on device models to keep our IP local yet razor focused. So the software layer will feel almost invisible. AI native apps with a natural language user interfaces will turn every click heavy workflow into a conversation. Yeah. In the lab, and this is really important for science, the AI for science loops will autonomously propose new chips, catalysts, and drugs, run simulations, and even fire robotics experiments, closing the design build test cycle overnight. So my final message for this presentation is that the next wave isn't just starter models. It's an intelligent, responsible infrastructure on which we are built our future. So thank you very much. Alex, it's your turn.
Thanks so much, Sylvester. Wow, some really interesting thoughts and insights in there. I'd like to just pick up on a couple of those points if I could. I think that you make a really interesting point about kind of AI literate positions and job roles. Obviously, as a university, you know, our responsibility is to prepare our students, graduates for the roles, not just of today, but the ones of the future. So I think that's really interesting to look at the vision. But from your perspective, how do you define kind of AI literacy? I mean, should this not be embedded into all job roles now, and some more than others?
We had really interesting discussion yesterday during the academic leadership group at the university, where the question was, shall we teach students to use AI tools and AI assistants? And my response was definitely, because as I mentioned in my presentation, 75% of enterprises, including small SMEs, are already using those tools on daily basis. See, and if we don't teach students how to deal with those tools, how to use them to be more productive, the employability will go down. And this is what we don't want. We want the employability to increase. The students will be really employable and find the job of their dreams. And because the technology is progressing really fast, especially the AI assistants, AI tools, again, it's our responsibility to teach it, include it, embed it in the syllabi, in different models, and so on. So yes, I believe that this is the way how I understand the AI literacy and so on.
Yeah, I agree. And obviously, there's over time that's going to evolve even further, isn't it? I mean, you can imagine practically every skilled role now, every graduate role is going to be affected by this in some way. So, I mean, if organisations are fighting against this kind of disruptive technology of AI, then they're going to be left behind pretty swiftly, aren't they, in the end? And I think like as you say, it's not an experiment anymore. It's here to stay. And not only that, it's going to disrupt the way that we think about things. I love the thought about, I mean, thus far, these chips are, we seem to be making fast progress with the development of these things. The chips have largely, been designed by humans, haven't they? So what happens when we start applying these models back into designing new chips or making more efficient use of data center heat? It's really, the pace of acceleration could grow even faster, couldn't it?
Oh, yeah, indeed. As I said, my understanding of artificial intelligence is that it can bring lots more knowledge than humans, and then combine the knowledge to create something new.
Yeah.
This is so. And then when we use the AI to design a new chips, there could be more optimal, more better way how the chips will be created.
Yeah. Such a fascinating topic. I could keep talking about this all afternoon, but I'm not. We've got about just less than 15 minutes left, and I've got Kimaiya waiting in the wings now. So let's bring her in and let's continue some of these discussions. So here she is now. Hi, Kimaiya. I think you're on mute currently, but Toyosi, you've got some questions lined up as well for Kimaiya as well, haven't you? So I don't know if you want to lead us off on that one.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alex, and welcome back, Kimaiya. Just to say a bit about the program that we offer at Chester, and we've actually incorporated much of AI topics, AI modules. So we'll talk about that as Kimaiya delivers responses to the questions. So Kimaiya, you have finished your MSc cybersecurity with us in Chester. Can you tell us briefly what it is that interested you, what attracted you to the University of Chester in the first place?
So, as previously, I was aspiring to be a cybersecurity professional since I had done my graduation in information technology. So I was looking for a university with which not only offered like academically solid curriculum, but who also had like encouraged practical or real world application of the knowledge. And when I saw University of Chester's curriculum, it stood out because there were critical subjects like penetration testing, software exploitation, digital forensics, which are also currently being used in the real life. And and I thought that I might get some practical knowledge of these subjects, which I could actually implement in my future job prospects. And what else that drew me towards University of Chester was how it had good, strong student support services, and my batch size was really small, so I was given a very intuitive and concise attention, and they balanced with academic rigor along with career development, which also helped me train myself for my career going forward.
Thank you very much, Kimaiya. Thank you very much, Kimaiya, for the response. I think you mentioned about how that you felt like you were known, you felt like you were part of the community. So I would assume that means you really met your expectation. One thing about us here at the University of Chester is that we have a personal approach to our delivery, which I think that came through for you. So since the time you completed your degree with us, can you tell us, with all the impact, with all of what your takeaway from the uni, how has it impacted your life after Chester?
So my time at Chester had a very tremendous impact on my professional life and personal life going forward. Because of the curriculum in University of Chester, I was able to build a very strong portfolio in terms of cybersecurity. I had a very good amount of practical experience backing me up on my resume because of the assessments and the curriculum that was designed the way it was. Also, there was a very good careers and employability sector of University of Chester that was helping me out to tailor my resume, to train me for interviews, etc. And since most of the curriculum had projects where I had to present things, present my findings in front of the classroom, so that built up my confidence to present things and to volunteer for presentations elsewhere afterwards. And I believe that University of Chester also helped me understand my potential, like not as a student, but as a cybersecurity professional going forward as well.
Thank you very much, Kimaya. That is really, really lovely to know. And thanks a lot for the responses you have given us. And it's quite encouraging to hear that you've really built up your confidence, you've built up your future potential as a professional in cybersecurity. And as I said earlier on, because you talked about the academic structure and how it was really helpful for you, going forward, we've actually gone back to taking everything back to the drawing table, and we've restructured all of what we have to even bring a more quality and standard delivery to our students. We've actually put in the AI content into most of our programs now. We've talked a lot about AI, and trusting that would even furthermore enhance what our students will be getting from us. In the coming year, particularly starting from the next academic year, we already have the AI, the cybersecurity with AI program. We have the computer science with cybersecurity with AI program. We also have lots of courses in AI that have now been woven into the conversion course that you did, the MSc cybersecurity conversion, which you did,
exactly.
as well as the advanced cybersecurity program. So we've actually gone back to refactor and republish most of the programs that we have. And it's nice to hear from you. And we hope that this will also give our audience an idea of what it is like to have been to the University of Chester. Thank you very much for coming around with us.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
It's really interesting to hear about your positive experience, with the curriculum and careers as well. I know that, for a lot of our students, the opportunities after study, is really, really important. So getting the career support, it's interesting as well that our careers department have adopted the same kind of AI tools for things like checking CVs and so forth as well, that are used in industry. Because obviously you want to be in the best position, don't you, to be able to, get your CV and your applications to the point.
Exactly.
The application process is, a very time consuming and expensive process. So applying those AI tools into that process, and from our careers perspective, we've got to mirror the way in which, industry is going to be using those AI tools as well. So it's really good to know that that's been valuable to you, Kimaya, as well. You mentioned about the network, we talk a lot at Chester about social capital. I mean, coming back to Sylvester's point earlier about the humanity and all of this kind of AI digital disruption, the idea of networks and social capital and human connections are as important as ever, aren't they, I suppose, in this world of AI. So I just wondered, Kimaya, if you had any thoughts about, the role of AI, within, the job market or building connections, and the role of people within that as well, if you've got any ideas for us.
So I personally feel that AI has already trying to optimize getting into job market. For someone who has to apply 40-50 applications every day, just so because there is a huge competition and not enough job prospects available. So AI is a really helpful tool to fast track that process of application, because it gets at a point it gets really tedious to physically apply for all the applications. So there are very advanced AI tools which help you to help you apply for jobs, fast track the application process, also help you network on LinkedIn. Like, it helps you find out people who might be working in that company, who you can reach out to pitch yourself to them, which is also very helpful, since you might get lost in between like thousands and 10,000s of applicants. So you definitely need to stand out, and so you can approach the HR managers, you can approach anyone from the team or from that company. And that is because of AI. There are some AI tools like network.ai which help you do that. And and like I said, anything doing too much of anything is dangerous. So you can't just use AI to like craft your cover letter or to just craft your resume. Like, you have to use there is in this session that AI doesn't have the instincts. AI is just learning the information and it's just portraying it. So you have to use 70% of your instinct. You can use 30% to get to fast track your job, but you can't just use AI completely to just apply for jobs blindly. So that would be my suggestion.
It's a really good comment. I just read a book recently of one of our collaborators, Nova Lorraine. It's called The Jockey and the Horse. And the analogy is, who is the jockey and who is the horse? Is it the human or is it the AI? So I liked what you said there about, you are in control of this process and you are guiding the horse, aren't you? Not the other way around.
Exactly.
If it's the horse leading the charge there, then that's you're going to struggle a lot. And certainly, even if you got to the interview stage, then if you can't then match that up with from a human interview perspective, then you're not going to get any further anyway, are you? So I really like your sentiments there, Kamaya. Thank you so much. We've just got 2 minutes left of this session. So unless our audience or my co-hosts have got any final thoughts or suggestions or comments, I think we can just wrap up this one. Just recapping on some of the actions for the next session. So that was around registering and putting in your diary all the session dates, taking a look at Chester's study options, and thanks for Kamaya for outlining what it's like to study at Chester. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook or YouTube, and posting to social media you've joined the Chester AI Leadership course. And other than that, we will see you for the next session, which is session 2, on the 22nd of July at 11 a.m. UK time. So thank you so much to my co-hosts Toyosi and Sylvester today, and a really special thanks to you, Kamaya, as well, for joining us. It's been a really good session 1, really thought-provoking and inspiring, and look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.